Hi, welcome to Myers ASMR. How are you? Relax. Relax. It's always good to see you. Guess what? You have won. The light has prevailed. You have won. The light has prevailed. Guess what I won? This here broccoli cheddar quiche. Quiche. I've not had quiche in years. I picked it up from Trader Joe's yesterday. So let's dig in. You know what? I don't even think I need a fork because it's tiny. This is so good. I'm ready to go back and get another one. You know, I have to say, Trader Joe's packaged meals are really good. This one I put in the oven since I had some time. I wanted the crust to get flakier and not soft. I am really impressed. Reminds me of quiche my mom used to make. Oh well, I didn't need that. The crust is wonderful. is so good. I think it was less than $3. I'm not sure. I was hungry, and this is surprisingly filling. I thought I'd have to go grab a bag of chips, but I don't feel like it. This is just plain water. You know, my tooth has been so sensitive ever since I got that crown. Anybody know what to do about that? And this is room temperature water. And it's a little uncomfortable, like I can definitely feel it. Hey, you know what time it is? This is the point in the video when we focus on getting better and better every day in every way. With the help of this People Smart book, People Smart. Let's see where I left off. Don't you just love these nuggets of self-improvement? Okay, so this chapter is called Shifting Gears, and from what I remember, it's about when a relationship reaches like an impasse stage and you need tactics in order to shift it into a more positive state. So, assess the benefits. When you have taken a new approach, watch and listen for how it is working. Don't expect that things will change overnight. Look for signs that change is starting to occur. Harry was dismayed that his suggestions were rarely taken seriously by his boss. When he evaluated the situation, he realized that once rebuffed, he would lay low for a while, even for weeks at a time, before offering new ideas. Harry decided that he should try to give suggestions more frequently, even if they were rejected. Each time he was rebuffed, He graciously accepted the rejection with the comment, "Maybe my next idea will be better." This change in tactics still led nowhere, but Harry noticed that each time he made a suggestion, the boss made more of an effort to explain why it would not work for him. Next, he noticed that his boss would sometimes act on one of Harry's suggestions without saying so. Although Harry wanted credit where it was due, he nonetheless was grateful that he was starting to have an impact on his boss. It wasn't until months later that Harry's boss finally began thanking Harry for his ideas. Remember that it takes time for your efforts to bear fruit. Be patient. Make a commitment. If your experimentation shows signs of success, you should probably feel the confidence to make a more permanent commitment to the changes you have made. Don't be surprised, however, if the other person does everything in his or her power to return you to your former behavior. After all, you may have taken that person out of his or her own comfort zone. Harry's boss, for instance, was comfortable rejecting Harry's occasional suggestions. By increasing their frequency, Harry put his boss off balance. To get back on his feet, the boss may initially be even more rejecting than before. Only by staying the course will Harry find out whether his experiment brings the results he is seeking. Try exercises for shifting gears. By definition, if you've been feeling stuck, you're finding it difficult to change your behavior in a relationship. That's why practice is imperative. Try one or more of these experiments and change to heighten your awareness of when and how you're stuck, and to start thinking out of the box about how to change. Accepting the challenge. 1. Identify a relationship that is in a rut. Think about the part you play in keeping it stuck. Keep a diary for 1 week in which you reflect on interactions between yourself and the other person. Work hard at describing what the other person did and what you did in response. Avoid casting blame or venting your feelings. Remain objective, as if you were an anthropologist studying an unfamiliar culture. 2. Ask yourself if you have given up on another person with whom you have a troubled relationship. Have you lowered your expectations so much that you maintain little hope that anything will change? Challenge yourself to establish higher expectations for the next week. Use some of the suggestions to guide you in formulating renewed goals. Finding out what's stuck. 1. Select a relationship that feels stuck. Take an honest look at the emotional closeness or distance between the other person and you. Are you enmeshed or disengaged? If so, take steps in the next week to reduce enmeshment or disengagement. 2. Identify at least 2 people in your family or at your workplace. Assess how your social, learning, or leadership styles are similar or different. Choose one of these relationships and create a plan to make accommodations in your style where you think it will do the most good. Acting in novel ways. 1. Select one of the following approaches: requesting, backing off, monitoring, or encouraging. Keep using the approach for 1 week with a person with whom you are experiencing difficulties. Select the one that is most unlike your normal approach. Evaluate the results. 2. Think about a time when you tried a different approach with someone, but your experiment was short-lived. Examine why you gave up so easily. Give particular attention to what the other person did to get you to be your old self. Try the experiment again, but this time persist. He goes into another section about overcoming your own barriers to lasting change. And I'll start that section another time. You know, I just love self-help because sometimes we really cannot figure things out on our own, especially when it comes to interpersonal relationships and dealing with others. So I like to get the advice of people who study these things and who have made it their mission to gain some expertise. You like this wig I made? Let me show you how I did it. I actually have another one on the mannequin head ready to go. So I bought these whatever you call them, crochet mesh wig caps. They were like, I don't know, maybe less than $5 on Amazon. And yeah, so this is the crochet needle, and these have a little bit of a hook on the end, but for this type I found it was just easier for me to just use my finger. I mean, it took a couple of hours. It took about maybe almost 3 hours, but this I didn't know how to, like, it kept getting like tangled up, so I just used my fingers. So, but it's great, especially if you want to be able to take better care of your own hair. And it's way, 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 way cheaper. So, yeah, that. So the only thing is the front, it has these combs, which honestly, I mean, this is a little bit heavy, so it's like pulling. I would say that's one of the downsides, but I just deal with it. So I had the combs as close to my edges as I could, but it was just pulling too much on my edges, so I put them up here, and then I just put the scarf around. So, you know, what can I say? You have to work with it now. Some people's hair might be different. Maybe they have thicker hair around their edges, you know, more to grab on, so it's not pulling so much on tiny, you know, thin edges of hair. And then you have this band, which, you know, you might not want it to show. You might not care if it shows. I have this headband that I put around it. It's a cloth with a Velcro. So there are all kinds of things, and you might not even care. Some people have even pierced this part, but there's no, or maybe they can sew it on. I just said, you know what? I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll make the effort, but this is an excuse to use my scarves, which I love. I have so many scarves, and I have a bunch of silk scarves too, so this is a reason for me to get to wear my different scarves. Hey, what are we watching on Netflix now? I just started watching Grey's Anatomy like 2 weeks ago, and I am blown away with how detailed and how varied, like, the medical knowledge is. I mean, I know she used actual doctors as experts, but Shonda Rhimes really, really did her homework and her research. I mean, they did not skimp on the details on this show. I am convinced that Grey's Anatomy has inspired legions of people to study medicine because the show is just absolutely fascinating. I mean, the variety of cases. Not everything is gore and blood. I mean, when it is, they show it, but some cases are just pretty common things, you know, pregnancies, cancer. Not everything is a surgery, but yeah, it is about surgical doctors, emergency room stuff. So, what else are we watching? I started watching the Eternaut, however it's pronounced. That's kind of crazy. It's about this snowfall in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, I think. And the snowfall is toxic. And so whoever is out there instantly dies. So this family is watching out their window. They're like, what's going on out there? Oh my God, don't go out there, because they're seeing people just like drop in the streets. And anyways, it just, you gotta see it. I mean, it's a series, so they don't, you know how series are. It's kind of a slow build up because they gotta stretch it out and make it last. Hey, oh, I know what I wanted to say. Hey, let's collaborate on each other's social media and help each other to grow. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Let's talk. And if you have a product or service, something that you would like me to review on my channel, I'm interested. Let's talk about it. It could be food related. It doesn't have to be. It could be jewelry, makeup. You see, I don't wear too much, but I would certainly try out your product. You know, I love me some wigs and extensions. So if you got some nice quality wigs you want me to wear and review, hey, send them my way. I love stuff like that. Remember that you have won. You have won. The light has prevailed. Yeah, you've won. The light has prevailed. Hey, if you like what I'm doing here, like and subscribe. Donate to the channel. Catch me in the next video. And may you find lasting happiness. Bye.